Hi guys. I have spent my morning and I will spend my afternoon glued to the television set, as many of you, not just from the United States but from around the world, are doing today. And I don't want this channel to be political in any way, but this channel is about empowering women. And so I felt moved to make this video today. And what I'm referring to about glued to the television is the Senate hearing about the Supreme Court nomination and the accusations that are being filmed today. And so I wanted to tell my story, and it's very, very similar to her story. So my heart moves for her, and I am just at the edge of my seat. And my story, I was in 8th grade, so I would have been 14 years old. And my best friend, my absolute best friend in the world, was a boy. And he had a crush on one of the girls that I hung out with, and I had a crush on his best male friend. And so we would call each other every night, and we'd moon over our heartthrobs, and we hung out together, and he would come visit me and I would go visit him. And we were best friends, best friends. And one day he was coming to visit me, and an older boy, I think he was a year or two older than us, said he wanted to come too. And so he came to my house with my friend. Now this was during the day when my mother was at work, and I was home babysitting my two younger girls, my sisters. And they were my responsibility, and whenever my mom was at work during the summer, I watched them. And during the school year, my sister was home alone waiting for me to get off the bus, because I got off an hour after her. And she had to wait for me to get home to take care of her. And that was my life as a middle school and high school person. I didn't have time for parties or a lot of socialization with friends other than at my house, because I had the responsibility of taking care of my sisters. Anyway, back to my story. So my friend showed up with this boy who I really didn't know very well. I knew him from school, but I didn't know him very well. So since I did know him, I believe he was 1 year older than us. And he was the brother of one of my classmates. Again, didn't know her very well. And he pinned me in my bedroom, and he tried to attack me. He did attack me. He tried to rape me. And I screamed and I yelled and I was pinned down. And my friend, my best friend in the world, was outside that bedroom door. And he did not help me. And later, after I got away, and this boy gave up what he was trying to do to me. Now, this was long before I was sexually active, guys, okay? Long before then. So this was not how I wanted my first time to go. He said that he was fearful. He was afraid that this older boy would beat him up. You know, because being beat up is so much more worse than being raped. Anyway, I got away. He stopped. He came to his senses, whatever. I screamed and I fought hard enough that he finally stopped. And I've never told this story. Not to anyone. And the reason I haven't told this story, other than, of course, to my friend Mark, was that this boy was killed, I think a year or two after this. And I cursed him. I cursed him that day, and I cursed him with death. And he died. He was in a car accident, and he died. And I carried that guilt with me for my whole life, because I really felt like I was responsible for his death. Maybe I was. I don't know. Maybe I was. But my message to you is when someone tells you something like this has happened to you, you believe it. And you stand up for those girls. And boys, young men, if you are there, you stand up for those girls and you save them and you don't let this happen to them. And you don't be the boy on the other side of the door not knowing what to do. You go in and you help her. And women, we got to stick together, okay? If someone tells a story like this, you believe it because they don't have any reason to lie. No reason at all. We've got to empower each other and we've got to hold each other up and we've got to have each other's backs, male or female. Okay?